I got to say, I'm absolutely delighted with what I saw against Anderlecht. Probably more excited than maybe I should be. I know it's Conference League, it's Anderlecht, blah, 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 blah. But I think because it's been such a crap start to the season, we've been denied a certain amount of joy. And I took a lot from that. I thought it was a really sort of European-ish type performance. I really liked it. I thought we controlled the game. I was obviously absolutely delighted with what I was to see in the second half after the substitutions. But I don't think there's been too much this season that we've had to get excited about. And I was very, very excited by what I saw. There was a lot of promise, a lot of really good performances, and there's a lot in that game that made me look forward to the next game in Fulham, and that's not always been the case this season. Look, you'll have all seen the title. I say the title, I haven't made it up yet. It'll be something to do with Scamacca and Paqueta, and rightly so. Why am I focusing on them and not some of the other stuff that happens? Well, because I'm excited about it, really. Look, at West Ham, you break your transfer record, you're going to get a little bit excited about it. And what I've been waiting to see from Paqueta was a little bit of that Brazilian flair, a little bit of that magic, and I saw it today. I've been crying out for it. You know, I've done a few videos recently, just been, saying, we need a rainbow flick, we need a Rabona, we need whatever, nutmegs, bicycle kicks. I wanted to see a little bit of flair. I thought it was important. Look, Leon fans know he can do it. Brazilian fans know he can do it. But I think it was important for West Ham fans to see that he could do it. That was great. Scamacca as well. It's just important, right? With £35 million on the striker, people are worried he might turn out like Sebastian Haller. He's got a swagger about him, that boy, and I'm very excited about their impact on the game, which makes me in turn excited about what they might be able to do about West Ham. I'll talk about them a little bit later in the video, because if I don't talk about the other stuff now, I'll forget. I'll get excited about Paqueta and Scamacca and forget about the other stuff. Okay, let's give a massive thanks, I think, to Areola. Save of the season. Look, I know the season's not over yet. Let's call it save of the season anyway. Well, I will at least. Reactions, like Gordon Banksy was. Reactions right down, really quick. Strong wrists, they say about goalkeepers, don't they? And what do they mean by that? I think they mean if the ball hits it hard, the wrist doesn't buckle and the ball doesn't go in the back of the net. Really, reactions, just everything. Brilliant. So, I mean, it could, should, but no, actually it shouldn't. I was going to say it could and should have been 1-1. West Ham were a better team. It should have been 1-0, but he made it. He made it 1-0 basically because he stopped them scoring what would have, I felt, been an undeserved goal. Oh, they were all right. They weren't without quality, Anderlecht. I thought we did well. They're certainly the second best team in the group, that's for sure. Dawson, I thought, aside from one bit where he left a bit of a he left his post basically. I don't actually mean the goal post. He left his station, if you like. Got caught out and he left Ogbonna in a foot race, and Ogbonna had to concede and get a card, which wasn't the best thing. Apart from that, Dawson was excellent. He's a massive part of the defence. He really is. Also, I think I'd like to say Soufal. Soufal played really well, much better. That's competition for places, I think, as well. Soufal has seen Keira come in and take his place, and that's how he responded. I thought he had a really, really good game. I don't want to dwell too much in. Well, there's not many negatives, but there's obviously some players were brilliant, some players were pretty good, and there are some who weren't as good as the others. I'll deal with that when myself and Gio do our player rating. We've got our player ratings when we fill out our player ratings. Basically, there's a blank page there ready for all of them. So I'll deal with maybe some of the more negative ones in that. If you want to watch our player ratings, then go and check it out at patreon.com/hammerschat. Basically, we've got a whole other channel. And also, let's have a little word about Flynn Downs. I thought Flynn Downs was excellent. Absolutely fantastic, by the way. Actually, there was a little bit with Scamacca. So Flynn Downs won the ball back. The timing of his tackles is excellent. He's very, very good at it. He won the ball back. This is in the second half, which we had a counter-attack because of it. He won possession, won it off the Anderlecht player. It got played to Paqueta. Paqueta played it into Scamacca. Scamacca did a lovely flick, beautiful little flick. Eyes in the back of his head, that lad. And it was Flynn Downs who'd run into the box, found himself in the box. Flynn Downs shot high, wide, and it wasn't too handsome. Let's put it that way. Had a shot with his left foot. It wasn't very good. Scamacca told him off. Said, "Come on, you should have passed that back to my feet." Now, I really like that because I think that's good. That's really good because I think next time he gets in that position, he's going to look. He's going to the move will go on for one more pass. pass. I think he will pass and look for Scamacca. That's just an Italian international screaming at a young player who's basically played for Ipswich and played for Swansea and saying this is how it's done. And I think that's great. I think he'll learn from that. But overall, there was a lot to be admired about Flynn Downes' performance. I was a little bit worried that he might be left a little bit short by being played in central midfield with Lanzini. Actually, they were fine. They coped absolutely fine, but it was the right thing to do. And David Moyes wanted to make his substitution, bring Rice on. The right person to take off was Lanzini because Downes had been better. I was really, really pleased with what I saw. Right, actually, I want to talk about Bowen quickly, and then we're going to get into our love-in with Paqueta and Scamacca. Before I do, this video is sponsored by the OneFootball app, which you can download by clicking the link below. The OneFootball app isn't a West Ham app, but you can sort of make it one. It's a generic app. It's Premier League, it's European football, it's world football. However, when you download it, you tell the app which team you support, and it only gives you the news. And I say the news, the injury news, the results, the lineups, the transfer gossip, basically anything pertaining to that club, it gives it and delivers it straight to your phone. How does it do it? It searches the internet, it searches all the newspapers, and I guess it searches for keywords, hammers, irons, West Ham, all that, Moisey, all that type of stuff, puts it all into one place. The best thing is the app is free. Click the link below, and they'll know you've come from Hammers Chat. Right, Jarrod Bowen, I just think Jarrod Bowen continued his resurgence, shall we say, improvement, looked really sharp, looked really, really threatening throughout. I mean, there was a lovely point, actually, where Lanzini played a through ball to Bowen, but Bowen had to sort of dribble past and fend off a couple of defenders, did a lovely run into the box. It was a really good run and played a beautiful pass to Benrahma, who probably should have scored, truth be known. But Bowen looked really sharp. But if I had one complaint about Bowen, it would probably be that he played 85 minutes. He's going to have to play against Fulham. I mean, he looks in such good form now. You couldn't drop him anyway, so he's going to play against Fulham. That being said, loads of the other players were rested anyway. He looked like he knew what he was doing, Moisey. We looked like a European team. I think that's the thing to say about this. I mean, we really controlled the ball, controlled the tempo well. There was a lot to be admired about it, actually, and I really was delighted to see some of the squad depth. So anyway, David Moyes makes these, as on these, I tell you, it was infuriating. 62nd minute, right? The substitutes are ready to come on. This is the thing that annoys me most about the manager. 68 minutes they came on, and there were 2 breaks of play during that time. Oh, it's infuriating. It just takes so long. And one of them, the reason he doesn't do it, he doesn't want to disrupt the defence. One of them, actually, the play was due to be resumed in their half. It wasn't like it was a corner against us or something like that. Anyway, the substitutes came on 68 minutes. Rice for Lanzini, Paqueta for Benrahma, Scamacca for Antonio. I mean, I've written a lot of notes, right, for that game. And I can't be bothered with them. Frankly, apart from to read when the subs came on. I don't know who to start with. I'm delighted. I'm buzzing with the quality of Scamacca and Paqueta. I really am. I said about rainbow flicks. There was a rainbow flick. All right, it didn't actually quite come off. It was when he was trying to waste time towards the end of the game in the 89th minute or whatever. He did do a drag back and a nutmeg, which was lovely. Drew the foul. All right, he rolled around a little bit. It's just so good. But there was one particular bit where he controlled the ball. He was stood up. He sort of wrapped one leg round the other and controlled it. Come, I don't know, 15 yards out of the air, and controlled it with his instep. I couldn't do it without a ball. I couldn't stand up if I had to wrap one leg round the other. Maybe one day we'll try it in it. I couldn't do it. How you could do it and control a football is anyone's guess. But it was very, very good. But let's give a bit of respect to the assist that he got. So here's how goal came about. I really like the involvement of everybody. Cross-field ball from Rice, really like long range pass. As the ball is in the air, it's clearly going to go and fall on Soufal's bonce, right? Scamacca can see this. And if you go and watch that goal back again, Scamacca actually says to Soufal, don't give it to me, give it to him, and points to Paqueta. Head it to Paqueta. At the point he heads it, so it's coming, he's cushioning it. During this point, Scamacca's got a little look at his surroundings and the rest of it, moved into a nice pocket of space, because this is what happens when you get class players. They link up so well. So Soufal has nodded the ball to Paqueta. Paqueta by this point knows what Scamacca's up to and plays a sort of lofted, sort of little chipped, half-volleyed pass in there. Scamacca, great first touch, a really good turn, a really good touch, turn and finish. Low into the far bottom corner. Really good goal. I mean, a really, really good goal. Striker's goal. But I loved the communication. This is what I'm talking about. What I was talking about earlier on with a Flynn Downs thing. The communication is really, really good. And it wasn't just that. His general play is very good. It's very precise. It's very tidy. There was another beautiful bit as well where he displayed his skills. I'm talking about Scamacca here as well. It was both of them. They both looked highly impressive. And as I say, it just goes back to what I was saying at the start of the video. You don't know what you get in at West Ham. And when we sign a player, you don't know if you're getting top quality, whether someone's going to work out. We have to wear that, because we've seen these players come in. Even recently, look what happened with Vlasic, look what happened with Krell. Not everyone comes in and works out. Felipe Anderson, not all of them cost big money, but there is a load of players come over and they don't work out. So I think it just makes you nervous. Well, I speak for myself. It makes me nervous anyway when we sign a player, thinking, is he going to be any good or not? Scamacca, as you'll know if you watch the videos regularly, I said a couple of days ago in a video, he's clearly going to score goals for West Ham. Because he's got that positional sense and all the rest of it. So I was less worried about him. Paqueta, I needed to see it. I needed to see a little something. I needed to see a little bit of magic. And I don't get me wrong, I don't think this is the perfect example of him not being acclimatised to the Premier League, because it wasn't the Premier League. But you can clearly see someone sort of settling into his environment, settling in and around his teammates. Really good. I was really pleased with what I see, and that's the thing. It gives you a spring in your step and makes you look forward to the next game, which I absolutely am. And let's be honest, that's not really been massively the case with West Ham this season. You have particularly been looking forward to the next game because we've been pretty pants. But I think a really good controlled performance, loads of good players rested. I tell you what, we are not too shabby at this European football malarkey.